score. Okay. So cha-ching. In this bottle here is a tea, or a powder, I should say. It's not a tea yet, but I know there's definitely charcoal in there. So the first video I ever saw, not video, audio tape from Dr. David Jubb. He's talking about clathration, different from chelation, but this tea, which I put a teaspoon of that powder into distilled water into this bottle here, and I'm going to drink it. So why am I doing that? As per the title of this video, I'm trying to get an 8-pack, which, let me see if you could see here. Okay, so I gotta get under the light. All right, now this is me flexing normally. Now I never had this cut before, and it's even coming in on this side. Even through all of my training in for UFC and stuff like that, and the reason is because this cut here, okay, and everybody gets this cut because this is the ab muscles, this is the strength of the stomach, and like the strength that you're born with, somewhat. But what happens is, let's see, over time, the modern lifestyle, right? It causes a clumping instead of a free flowing of digestive juices, mainly the liver, which I'm looking at reverse, but this is my right side, okay? The liver producing bile, and then that being the number one cause of food to move through the intestine in a timely manner. So what happens when that, when that process becomes slowed or, struggled, because of the modern lifestyle? You have cooked food, you have flesh, you have starch. There's a whole process that causes that to happen, but let's just say that is in everybody. And then the food takes too long, and you end up with a congestion down here. Okay, now I'm pulling my skin just so you can see it, but this here is where the small intestine connects to the large intestine. So what I got going on is a situation where the sphincter has kind of like become so overburdened from years of never being able to rest. Because by the time the food got into the colon, and I went to the bathroom, there's already something behind it. There's already more food behind there. So, this area here, basically, my body has created a situation where the fat cells are used to hold on to acid so that the tissue, the important tissue, and also so that stuff doesn't get into the blood, so that the tissue around it and all the organs, you got to think of the fat cells not as calorie storage, because people who are counting calories, they're not thinking about the toxic components of food besides the calories. So you don't see people on magazine covers with this cut down here, because this can only come from cleansing, and this is indicative of the strength of your intestine. And these guys are all on flesh, and they need the blood of the animal, because this area here where the small intestine comes down to the end here, and then it hits the large intestine. But this last section of the small intestine here is where you make blood. Okay? The small intestine is where blood is made. And it's where all the neurotransmitters are made. So if you look at somebody who's got like depression and stuff like that, there's a situation going on here. Okay? It's called the brain of the gut. My teacher is the one who came up with this concept in the 90s and 2000s. Okay. So anyway, long story short, I haven't eaten in days now. I did the complete liver flush program. I got rid of all my parasites, I think, because I don't have cravings anymore. But maybe there's something. So basically, what's going on here is at the very bottom, and I can feel it in here too, like this whole area, because it's like the stuff gets deposited, and then there's like heavy metals and all kinds of weird stuff that's in the food supply these days. You know, we're talking about 40 years I'm on this earth now, okay? So the stuff's been building up, and I believe that it has settled, okay? And it's caused me to go from a skinny waist to, I'm not a big waist, but it's like when a woman gives birth, the actual pelvic bones can spread. So I had one of my training shorts on today. It's slightly looser. And from a few months ago when I made a video, my lowest cut here is coming in. I can see it's like the fat is dissolving. So it's not like totally gone, but there's like places where I could see like the skin is getting closer to the muscle and the fat's going. So I'm still going on this program. Now that I have a normal digestion time. When I eat, the food comes out. It's not staying in there too long. And then from there, I have like the ability to produce all the hormones and stuff that I need to feel good. So I'm not eating like to get that rush like I used to. People, and some people still do. You know, they eat like to feel good. So I'm pretty much empty right now. I still feel like there's stuff in there though. So this material that's got charcoal and a whole bunch of other stuff, I don't know the formula. I got it from David Jubb, my teacher who certified me, as a chef and a healer. And this, okay, so it's just 1 teaspoon, but what comes out is like, is a normal bowel movement. So what's coming out is this stuff that pulls material from the 2 spots, which I said already was the lower right quadrant. Small intestine connects to the large intestine. You got the appendix there, okay? And then the other section here on the other side is the end of the large intestine, okay, where it comes down in and then comes out the back. So sometimes, not sometimes, everybody's got food sitting there, and the material is just like, it's got to come out. So this, I'm going to drink it, and then I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I'm going to keep doing it. It's like pulling and pulling and pulling over. I just got a low power notification, so I'm going to have to plug my phone in. But slow and steady, like I said, I see it coming. And so that's part 1. I'm going to drink this right now. I'll try to drink it fast so we can keep the video going. But it's got cold water in it, so I don't want to get brain freeze. To your health. It's got to be drank 2 hours after eating, and then once you drink it, you can't drink again you can't eat again for another 2 hours. I haven't eaten since I think Sunday, so I don't have to worry about that. But I do take, I'm running out. Today's my last day. I got medical marijuana. It's in a base of quinoa. So I had that before training this morning, and that was about 8:30. So it's way past 2 hours now. Let's watch an interesting video. I'll tell you about it in a second. A guy named Wes Watson. He's an ex-inmate who's buff, and he motivates people now on YouTube. And he was saying how he got off all the hard drugs. He doesn't use marijuana anymore. And he said that there was one quote that really stuck in my head, but it's coincidental, not right, that I heard that this morning. He released the video, I think 5 hours ago or 21 hours ago. I forgot. It's like his newest video. And he's talking about that, how, the strongest don't have anything that they depend on. So, the last couple of times I ran out of weed, I have to be honest, it is a depression that I believe is not going to go away because of the scarring. But then I also have, a situation in my life that's not helping that either. So I think if I just gut it out, from here on out, I'm going to get this. And, just, I don't have all the details, but I believe by achieving this level of excellence, now you could just say, oh, it's just an 8-pack. But like I said, people on magazine covers don't even have this cut. Look at all the juice heads on magazine covers. Buff, 4-pack, and then this is flat. This is flat. They don't have this cut down here. And if they does, it's very slight. I'm telling you. Plus, I could beat them up because I do real fighting. I don't do bodybuilding. I mean, I do bodybuilding, but just as an addendum, not for the purpose of... No offense. Just be honest, okay? You're doing the bodybuilding so you can do the steroids. And all the motivational videos, oh, no days off, blah, blah, blah. No days off because you got hormone assistance. Now, I take hormone assistance, but it's a plant-based one. And it's not synthetic. And it's not injected. I make a tea out of it. I guess I shouldn't judge because I do need assistance. But anyway, I'll fight them. At the end of the day, you got to fight for what you want in this world. And I want to be successful. I want to be bigger than him. I want to be more successful than Wes Watson and all the bodybuilders on steroids. And if I got to fight you to do that, that's it. Oh, wait a second. I don't have to. The next thing. Okay, so I'm taking over. That's right. That's right. Thank you for that. I got it. I got to do it for the kids. We can't have the kids on steroids, you know what I'm saying? The kids got to be doing natural stuff. All right. So the next part, okay, now, so that's kind of internal. The internal pulling the debris from basically, if you think of the tube, like the intestinal tract is a tube, right? Okay, so it's called omega T, the black tea. It's going in there and it's pulling it, and then I'm pooping that out, right? Okay, so now, for the outside, for the actual skin, we're going to do this. It's called the Black Gold Triple X. And this was a major training that I did with Dr. David Jubb. And this stuff in here is used on tumors, to dissolve tumors. Which, if you learn, now I'm going to upload a video to YouTube next, later today, which is all about how cancer forms and how cellulite is actually a precancerous condition. People get scared about the word cancer, but it's actually mold. It's the molding of the body, and we can do things like the program I do and this to get rid of the mold. All right, so I'm going to scrub this on the outside of the skin here, And this can be done on the face. It can be done on injuries. It basically just takes your body, the cells, and it rejuvenates them. And it comes from soil, believe it or not. And it has all the nutrients. It can be tested for any nutrient. So it's going to eat the what's called calcium phosphate, hopefully. And that calcium phosphate comes from grains and dairy and all the stuff that I was fed as a kid. You know, being a vegetarian, my dad gave us a lot of pasta and pizza and sandwiches with bread and cereal, and you know, my parents are now giving that to my kids. So it's frustrating, but it's motivating, you know, because chances, because ooh, I feel it, because I'm seeing my kids tomorrow instead of Saturday because it's 4th of July on Saturday and they got something else to do. All right, so the Black Gold Triple X treatment is scrubbed onto the skin, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go lay down and I'm going to use castor oil, and I'm going to put some pressure so that the blood comes up and then pulls the Black Gold Triple X down, and you know, dissolves this in here. Ooh. So I'm just documenting, you know, my journey for you guys. Whoop. And hopefully we can have a nice after picture eventually. I don't know how much longer it's going to take, but I'm going to keep going, you know. I definitely have seen a small to medium improvement in the look of my lowest abs, and let's see. I have to put an egg's worth, like the size of an egg, right? I don't eat eggs, by the way. It's just the size of it. A little more. Hmm. Oh gosh. Ooh, doggies. Interesting how it's around my belly button, which was where I was connected to my mom, right? So this is the last frontier, I think. It's taken me 40 years to get back to my first 9 months, undo the damage, and I want to take over, like you said, ooh, through the martial arts, but then get to the nutrition. I think I scrubbed too much. It's gonna leave a little scab. Oh well. Get on the side here. It's like I'm buffing it out. And then I'm gonna probably eat either later or tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow, because I'm gonna be with my sons and I want to make some food with them. I was really happy last week that one of them, um, started eating a little bit of the salad that I had. Had some ingredients that he liked. He didn't eat the whole thing, but okay. So yeah, there's probably a tumor in here, or just like a fatty mass. I mean, there is a fatty mass. You could see that, but it's basically what a tumor is. Check back if you want to learn about cancer. How it actually the more the detail of how it comes about, and then if you know anybody who's suffering, we can get them on a program to heal up. All right, now last thing I'm gonna do on this video, I'm gonna grab the castor oil. I'm gonna set you up here 1 second, and let's see if my head's there. Yep, that's gonna be it right there. Got there. Okay, and let me just grab my phone, because I think my mom texted me. Alright, got the castor oil. Take my shoes off. Okay. Just make sure this is done like that. Alright. So just so you know, when you're applying castor oil, you want to put it on your hand first before you apply it to the body. And that goes for whether you're doing it to yourself or if you're doing it for somebody else. Don't just squirt it on. Okay. So I can't see the comments, but what if I go on YouTube on my phone? I don't know what else to talk about. But last time I think I thought of something and I had ended the video, so I'll just... Oh, okay. My son got a new car. Okay. Let me see here. Whoop. Go back to... Here we go. How I'm getting an APAC. This is me. Let me turn down the volume so there's no echo. Alright. Cool, so now I can respond to any comments. Yeah, buddy. Oh. Yeah, so the omega tea, I could already feel it pulling from the bottom up, like it's pulling stuff. If you think of a tube, which the intestine as it comes across, there's the top and the bottom, and the heavy metals and the stuff kind of sunk down. So it's like, I feel like there's like imagine a water, right? A cloudy water. Imagine a cloudy water, and then I'm supposed to have energy and nerve force that is able to go into my legs, and not only is it blocking that, but it's, I believe, just not allowing me to have the energy that I should. So I have two knee injuries, and I believe that it was caused by this condition. And I'm still at it, so I'm happy about that. That my injuries just made me aware of the situation. Now I can help, so other people don't get injured like that. I really do believe that most of the world's problems start with the food system, and not just the environmental pollution, the lack of soil health, but the actual environment of people's energy. I know that having dead animals and blood inside a person, it changes the way they think, and I'm not the only person to believe that. And I can see it and I can tell what people are eating by the way that they act. And there's a conspiracy of vampires, and they're the ones that are doing the most evil. And it makes sense, but are they vampires because they're evil, or are they evil because they're vampires? I would say the latter. I would say people do things that aren't healthy because they're not healthy. You know, people on drugs, they're not able to be empathic or compassionate. You know, they're selfish because they're barely surviving, and it's like they're in the reptilian brain, which is only concerned with survival. Reptilian brain. But I don't believe in shape shifting reptiles. I don't believe in aliens. Um, I do know that all these juice heads eating red meat. Um, if the red meat was so good, then why do you need the juice? Hmm? Guys like Joe Rogan. He's promoting a carnivore diet. Then why do you got to take steroids if it's so good? I'm not on steroids. I take herbal supplements, but I don't get injections. So why don't you fight me? Joe Rogan's supposed to be a martial artist. I'll fight him. You know? People don't need to kill each other anymore. We don't need to kill animals for food. And this is the future. So, I guess I'll end the video there. You know, I'm probably not going to massage myself much longer. Just wanted to show you the things that I'm doing besides my training. You know, I do a little bit of leg lifts for those lower abs, and I do sit-ups, special sit-ups for the lower abs. But I'm not fooling myself into thinking that I could do spot reduction. Spot reduction is like saying, oh, I want to have let's see, I want to lose weight in my butt, so I'm going to do squats. Girls think, oh, you need to tighten up your butt by doing squats. Okay, now look, building muscle is going to shape the butt. Yes, building muscle is going to shape the butt, but there's no such thing as spot reduction, and all fitness and nutrition people know that. You can't just work out the lowest, you can't just do leg raises and get rid of lower belly fat. You have to do an overall approach that the whole body is going to tighten up. And I've tightened up everything, and I've gotten down to the last section here, which is starting to feel more like loose skin, and I don't really feel any fat. But I believe that that loose skin and whatever little fat is left is going to disappear by rejuvenating my intestines down here. And that I'm doing with all this by cleansing. And this what we just saw right now is cleansing. And I'm also doing fasting to actually let the intestine completely rest. It's just been tough for me because I still have to fight every day. You know, I'm fighting for my life. And a mixed martial artist has to train like that because, you know, that's the name of the game. But I changed my schedule around, so I got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is hard training, and then the rest of the week to tour. But because all the gyms are closed now, I think I can get a few 4 solid days of rest where I don't have to work out. So you know what I'll do? I'll tell my sons tomorrow that next week I'm not going to eat. So this week I fasted 4 days, maybe 5 days, and then next week I'm going to do fasting starting on late Sunday. Like I'll have my last meal probably Sunday morning for breakfast or brunch, and then I'll do fasting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then I'm going to be training for 3 days. So what's that? That's going to be 11 days. I think I'm going for an 11-day fast. And I won't have any weed, so I won't even be taking like the spoonful of quinoa a few times a day that I've been taking for the weed. So I think then I'm really going to be showing a lot of progress down here. Alright, so I'm just going to cut it there and just tell you that if you ever have any questions for a health coach, with the specialty that I have, I understand it's niche, but I can help you no matter where you are. Even if you're just starting out your health journey and you want to get rid of, excess material that you're not supposed to have on your body, we could put you in a state of autolysis, which the body naturally wants to go into. And autolysis is a breakdown of extraneous material. So you can heal any condition, even tumors, and then all the major ones like heart disease and autism and all this stuff. We're supposed to be healthy. God wants us to be healthy. We were made healthy, and the only reason why somebody could be unhealthy is not because of a boogeyman virus. It's because of a lifestyle. And it could be your mom's lifestyle, but, at some point, you gotta leave the coop. Fly the coop. Jump out the tree. Fly. As the natives say, may we all fly like eagles. MasterLukey.com.